Hello, everyone. We are back playing more Divinity Original Sin 2. You might be able to notice, but I don't think it was in the last Divinity 2 video. I'm going to try and bring it in the camera for a second. Oh my god, I'm knocking shit over. I have a mic. A new one. A nice one. That's pretty dope. Pretty cool. Hopefully you can hear me better. But,
Pardon you. I'd like to speak with your lead.
oh my god, they don't want to talk to my companions. But we're here. We're playing Divinity 2. We don't remember what happened last time. Big battle, killed Bishop Alexander, giant void worm. But it's okay. We figured it all out. I did a couple things off screen just because I was playing, having fun. Making sure that we kind of explored everything. I might have not even gone over here, to be honest with you. Might have been stuff I missed, actually. But we helped the dragon and stuff, and all this crazy stuff. But made sure that we got most of the stuff we needed. Tried to complete most of the stuff on the island because I don't think we're going to be able to come back here. And I think we're just going to catch up with our companions real fast before we leave and head on to this. Literally, we're ending the whole Fort Joy introduction. Very long.
By all means, let us partake in the art of conversation.
Probably, Act 1, if you can call it that. That's what it was like to be a prince.
Glorious than you could ever imagine. More glorious than I wish to recall here. Ask me again once we escape, and I'll tell you tales that will last us 1,000 nights.
The Red Prince takes on a reserved air, and you've the feeling he'd blush if such a thing could be noticed.
Secret of my soul, I said. What poppycock. Didn't sound like me at all, not in the slightest. So drop it.
Okay. I had a rather mystical experience. I actually met with my god.
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
I pressed 3 instead too.
Indeed. Rallic, if I'm not mistaken. Always was rather the slow sibling in the Pantheon, wasn't he? Quite so. I suppose you too met with somewhat of a disappointment. For we do have to wonder, can a god be called a god still, if they have to plead with another to assume the powers they seem to have lost? Of course I did. Only I'm not foolish enough to let it buy my loyalty. Nothing's changed but for our surroundings. Perhaps we simply ought to hug the coast in search of a ship.
Alright, Ben.
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh? Me too. A god I don't believe in told me things about myself I don't believe. Yeah.
Huh.
Well, what can I say? Whatever we believe, we still need to live in the here and now. So, let's get back to work.
Ifan salutes right back, then grabs you in an unexpected bear hug.
Truth be told, I couldn't have done it without your help. But you know,
true.
the contract's not complete until you hand it in. So I'm not putting my feet up just yet.
Ifan looks at you askance, then doubles up, laughing. He wipes tears from his eyes and stutters to speak, but he can't stop laughing enough to do so.
Oh, she was a fine one. You see there, she writes like a cottage innocent, but the truth is, it was she who stole everything from the chems.
I don't remember this book.
And she wrote that whole book to cover her tracks, so nobody would look for the missing gold anywhere near her. She never even met Roost, though she paints quite an accurate picture of his, bedroom antics.
And with that, he's laughing uncontrollably again, waving you away with both hands. Ifan tips his fingers to his temples and...
Bane.
I must say, I was hoping to enjoy a smug advantage over everyone else. Lacking skin may make me a target for mortals, but I am mercifully immune to mosquitoes. However, they are infuriating when they get in one's skull. I can barely hear myself think.
The skeleton stands quietly for a moment.
I'm not sure. Centuries in a tomb can warp one's memory. I remember the big things, of course. My library, my home, my king, my family.
I don't remember if he mentioned the time frame yet. He said centuries, so maybe like 500 years ago as people were alive. But that's like a really short amount of time for like a whole race to just disappear.
But the rest, it's all covered in a fog. And the more I see of this world, the thicker that fog seems to get. Once I would have boasted that it was the best form of government. Indeed, it was the only form of government we knew. Living forever under the rule of a wise king is one thing. But if that king should turn into a despot, if he should reject philosophy and the natural arts for the sake of power, well, I cannot imagine a worse torture. Indeed, you cannot. Nothing in this world compares to it. We crafted our homes from stone and crystal, using the power of the universe itself to keep them in place. Your people, on the other hand, seem quite content to sit about in smoky hovels, held together by straw and filth. Okay. It's a mercy I don't have a nose. I cannot imagine how you stand it. They came rather low in my life, alas. My wife and daughter always had to compete with my work for my attention. And my work was always stiff. They were often neglected. I wonder how many more years they spent neglected before, well, before whatever happened, happened. I was a scholar, researching the secrets of the universe. Had I been allowed to proceed, my people could have ascended to godhood as one. An entire race of deities, with a perfect understanding of the universe. It would have solved all of our problems. Indeed, so I gathered from your earlier prattling. I also met someone. Oh, nothing is wrong. Simply unexpected. The person I met was without doubt a god. At least by your standards. When I wore flesh, I knew her as the Lady Armadia. She was one of the 7 lords that served our king.
We were in a Madia sanctuary. And there's... wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, she was one of the 7. There's 7 gods that we worship, and they are just regular people. Well, they're still like royalty or whatever, or lords, but they like knew them.
Naturally, they acted as any lords would. They bowed to their king, and there was an awful lot of sneering, even back then. One can only imagine how much there is now. Yes, well, if you are quite finished wasting my time, okay. I believe we have some business to get on with. What would I do? Oh, dear heart, it is not a question of would. It is a question. It is only fitting after all. You worshipped the Eternals as gods. Why not follow one as divine? The Lady Armadia has laid out the plight of the world, and it is a grave responsibility, but so, one that I gladly accept.
Are we gonna all become gods?
Yes. And how is that working out? Perhaps if your precious Lucian had been a little less mortal, you would still have a divine, and the Voidwoken would not be trying to chew on my bone. Honestly, you turn your back for just a few millennia, and the world goes to stink.
There he said millennia. What the hell? Okay, Thane, just in case, we're gonna turn you into... I think I like him looking like a dwarf. Human looks too much like me. Maybe another lizard, that can work. I mean, like a dwarf kind of makes him stand out, but we'll do another lizard.
Pardon you.
Fine, you can talk to Sildar.
Let's go.
All right.
Malady grabs the vessel with 2 hands and pushes it into the water. She hops on board behind you.
Godwoken. Wait till she finds out.
Yoo-hoo.
Salty water mists your face. Your skin prickles in bright, warm sunlight. The boat bobs forward through the water, and Fort Joy shrinks behind you.
Tired but victorious, the party made for the Lady Vengeance. The horrors of Fort Joy behind them. They arrived as sorcerers. They left as Godwoken. The fate of this godforsaken world now rested on their shoulders. Or at least on the shoulders of one of them.
Oh. Okay. For like an Act 1, that was pretty cool. We played... It probably took it at least like 12 hours to play through that. The beginning of the way.
Quercus, a light sea breeze kisses your cheek and carries away the smell of blood wafting up from the deck. In the distance, Fort Joy looms.
Hell yeah.
Don't stand between a prince and his principles. The Magisters learned that the hard way.
How the wind moves their hair. If only they were alive to feel it.
I've no sympathy for those who die in the line of duty, especially as odious a duty as those dead Magisters held. Onward now. The sooner Fort Joy disappears from the horizon, the better. Perhaps the Seek...
What?
The squirrel looks around the...
Spare me, Gareth. We got what we came for. This is what success looks like.
I won't see them tossed overboard. Not here. We'll hold a proper service.
What's-his-face and so-and-so would want us to get this ship sailing before all else. They died for those Godwoken, after all.
You know their names, Malady. Can't you even pay them that much respect?
Gareth inhales sharply, then catches you out of the corner of his eye and smiles, barely.
Our guest stirs. Welcome, Godwoken. Glad to see you safely aboard.
Very glad indeed.
Too many.
One too few, actually. Alexander, he's alive.
What?
Apparently, you didn't hit hard enough.
He's in the hold below decks. Unconscious, but alive. Question him. Someone has been hunting your kind, and Alexander fancies himself the only Godwoken worthy of ascending. As far as we know, you may even be the last still alive. If Alexander is guilty, he'll face justice. Yes, we certainly had better, but the ship won't move.
She's mute. We need to free her tongue.
You're welcome to try.
What Gareth means to say is don't bother. That's right. The ship's made of what we need is a way to control the bloody thing.
The Seekers, the survivors of us, have been combing the ship from bow to rudder.
These Seekers have such a limited skill set.
We lost a man in the search. Malady might not appreciate that, but I do.
I'm sure the Godwoken will be able to get the ship moving.
It's your best that'll save us all.
Cool. They don't like each other. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back. And take a phone call there. Guess I'm without my companions. Oh no, they're just around. I could probably talk to them more privately. I also need to figure out how to get the boat to work.
Ah, there you are. High time to stop gallivanting and resume our journey together, wouldn't you say? Off we go, then.
That's what I'm talking about. What's up, man? 2160. You level up? 21,600.
There you are. I was just thinking of you. This is Dallas's ship, but she can't have been the only one who could get it moving. It'd be too risky. And Dallas, there's a way to move this ship on board, I'm sure of it. The figurehead has certainly caused a commotion lately. But then again, so have the doors downstairs. Everywhere you look, you'd be surprised. A ship like this holds many secrets. Hopefully you can discover some these Seekers might have missed. Please don't go.
What did I do to deserve that?
Okay. Where is this figurehead she's talking about? Okay, I guess we can talk to people, figure out what's up.
You made it, Godwoken. Good. Not all of us did, though. The sooner we leave this island behind us, the
Maybe she
better.
was the healer.
Our survival hinges on getting this ship moving, Godwoken.
Got it. Okay, they're not really of a help to me. Loot literally everyone.
Farewell, Mattis. You did the Seekers proud.
Oh, was that the lizard guy? He was nice. Damn it.
Void Slayer, Worm Killer, Godwoken. You have many names. Let's add ship's captain to the list once we get this thing moving, shall we? I won't let the fallen be forgotten. I'd be no better than
This is true.
Dallas, no better than Alexander, if I just tossed their remains into the sea. To think that whelp spawned from greatness. He deserves no better fate than his silent monks. All this blood. He's down there now, guarded like some precious jewel, rather than leashed and flogged like the dog he... Amazing to think those of us in the Order once assumed the gods were with him, and only him. That was before we found the others.
The Godwoken.
Other Godwoken. When Lucian died, we waited, and waited some more. Alexander never rose to divinity. Then we
Original
started
Sin.
to find more like him.
My desk is a mess right now.
We weren't the only ones who noticed either. Not every Godwoken we found was alive. And so the Seekers were... We found Godwoken, housed them, fed
Okay.
them. I loved them like family. I was naive. But let's leave the past in the past and reach for what's ahead. Driftwood, of course.
Driftwood.
Little fishing village. Not very welcoming, but you'll brighten it up, I'm sure. Got family near there. Not the adventuring types. For the best, really. Meister Siva's there too. My leader. Our leader. She held the Seekers together when we had every reason to fall apart.
Gareth pauses, then shakes his head.
A mistake was made. That's all I have to say on the matter. She's not exactly a Seeker. She's not exactly an elf either. Half demon, Meister Siva says, and I don't doubt it. I don't know how Siva came to know her, but Malady's a proper ally. She's not easy to like, but there are times I admire her coldness.
Gareth fingers the hilt of his blade. He stares at nothing in particular before turning his gaze back to you.
Think of her as a teacher. The powers of the Seven stir in you.
Okay.
Keep Lucian...
Cool. Whatever, I guess we'll just grab all of this.
Void Slayer, Worm, keep Lucian clip.
Ready to talk.
Claude. So close to escaping.
Don't go any further, Godwoken. We need you alive. That's right, Godwoken. Another Seeker is dead, so you might live long enough to face your destiny. I hope Malady is right about...
She glances over towards a smouldering pile of ash on the deck nearby. Something is nestled within it. Fragments of scorched bone.
That was Brendan. When the ship wouldn't answer my call, he touched the figurehead, and it attacked him, without warning. He burned, like he was made of pot.
She sighs.
I know. Just be kept. Nothing. The ship is live wood, that much is clear.
Okay.
But I couldn't communicate with it. The Magisters must have done something, warped it.
Her eyes flick over to the smouldering ashes.
Thank you. We were held captive together, on this ship. He kept my spirits up. Now he's dead.
Before you is a towering figurehead carved in the likeness of a dragon. It looms over the bow, its fangs bared at the open sea. At that moment, the ship serendipitously creaks beneath you, almost like it is acknowledging your observation. Searing pain races up your arm. The ship senses you. It's angry. The pain intensifies. It's spreading past your arm, across your chest. Your lungs feel like they're on...
Yeah, like that might be good. Rallying cry.
Show us the way forward. Deliver us from peril.
Where the hell is the rest of the party at? So pretty sick that we have a boat with like ballistas on it. I'm getting tired. That's pretty good. Yeah, I didn't see... We need to find a way, whether it's the figurehead or the... Oh my god, my eye. The figurehead or the... Oh my gosh. We should probably go talk to Alexander. I don't know how he didn't die. I thought we literally looted his body, but I guess we didn't, like, kill him. We didn't hit him enough lethality. Like, how the hell? Okay, let's go below deck. Hopefully that's where the rest of our friends are. Please, my eye. Oh my god, I didn't have my light on. What happens when I don't record for a week? I'll get this shite. I'm a little bit, yeah. So that's fine. What are my eyes doing? Okay. What if ends in there? East, level 1. Okay, clearly there's supposed to be some way to figure this out down here.
I was just getting used to this seafaring life. You know, we could... from the look in your eye, I gather it's time to grab my things and get ready. We'd probably get tired of the...
We have to find a way to get this ship moving.
The silent monk leans forward slightly and stares at you straight in the eyes. The silent monk... As you approach, the silent monk puffs a bit of air from between her stitched lips. She seems agitated. The silent monk leans from one foot to the other. As you approach...
Oh my gosh, what did I do to deserve this? Maybe if I just leave my eye alone for long enough, I don't know what's going on.
This boat's a treasure. Dallas wouldn't know what to do with her. Let's team up, you and me. What do you say? Suit yourself then.
He drags a comb through his beard. His face bears the scars of a hearty life, but his...
I must say, you may not be an eternal, but you are... Personally, I am just glad that I do not have to walk back to Reaper's Coast. Wind travel may be primitive, but it is at least efficient. If only. Alas, I do not have time for isolation.
Ugh.
If you must know, there is an excavation site at the Black Pits on Reaper's Coast. I go to seek answers. The only treasure worth digging for. I was investigating a site where several artifacts of my people have been found. Some were even intact. Alas, I was not the only one there. Those red-robed idiots were scurrying about too. They caught me when I failed to correctly respond to their questions, and dragged me here. Still, it's good to be on the move again. They simply asked me what I was doing there, and I simply told them to be gone from my lands. I may have used the phrase pathetic mortals. Come to think of it, I may have used it several times. Damn fools. The faster we leave them behind, the happier I shall be. Well, you see, I have a rather pressing engagement at the Black...
The skeleton breaks off mid-sentence as he notices your hand. He pulls out a notebook, flicking through it, running a finger down the pages.
Physical contact, voice lowered, coy looks. Good heavens. Is this a mating ritual? Why, that would be excellent! I have been curious about this for some time. The social interactions, the expectations, the mechanics. Come now, let's begin immediately. I shall compile my notes afterwards.
Fane grabs your hand and enthusiastically pulls you behind the screen.
Well, that was most unusual. I mean, I had read all the leading authorities on it, but I didn't think... It's just... that thing you did with your tongue, it was quite unexpected. It was. I mean, it was. Of course it was. It's just that well, I felt nothing. Neither the warmth of your touch nor the fire of your passion. I may as well have been churning butter. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, you were perfectly adequate. Sublime test conditions, really. It's just, well, all these books promised a transcendental experience. Instead, it was merely biological. Now, if you'll
The skeleton pulls a notebook from his robes and starts scribbling. You can hear him muttering something about highly unorthodox, lack of sensation, and coccyx. You ponder his words as you pick up the last of your belongings. You're almost sure that's what he said.
A team? What an interesting You certainly seem capable in Fort Joy, and a companion on Reaper's Coast could be quite educational. Very well. I am open to this. I believe you normally spit on your palms to seal agreements, and I seem to lack the fluid and the desire to touch you. I hope a hearty verbal agreement will suffice. Very well, let's be off.
Why are you just here, not disguised as anyone? What are you doing, you fool? What's that?
All that fighting will be worth less than nothing if we can't get this tub moving.
Melody says if we can get the ship to move, we can go home.
Yep. Problem's just getting it moving. Know what to do. Alright, we got the gang back together. Okay, we talked to Beast, we talked to both of them. I've got absolutely no clue. Maybe it does have something to do with, what is this?
As you approach, the silent monk puffs a bit of air. As you approach...
Any of us talk to her? Guys, I've got absolutely no clue. we didn't go up here. The door's downstairs. The door's downstairs in the figurine. So unless the figurine likes me this time, we're gonna have Princeman.
Sindelius, hear my prayer. Show us the
The figurehead looms ahead, continuing its silent watch over the seas. Searing pain races up the pain in your arm subsides to a dull tingle. The scales on your hand are scorched. Searing pain races up. The pain in your arm subsides to a dull tingle. The scales on your searing pain, the pain intensifies.
Show us the path to salvation.
What am I supposed to do, Dragon Man? I do not understand. I'm gonna double check with her. You said the doors downstairs are making noise.
What is it, Red? This is Dallas's ship. There's a way to move this ship on board, I'm sure of it. The figurehead has certainly caused a commotion lately. But then again, so please don't go.
There must be something around.
Call them Red.
There must be something around here.
Trapdoor. Another floor entirely.
The sergeant doesn't seem interested in talking to you. She shoots you a disdainful look before... The sergeant...
There's something to these doors I'm not seeing. But what?
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice its unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved on its forehead, as if a gem or amulet had made a mark there.
Like Fane, kind of, maybe.
The face vanishes. The anguished face appears, then.
Well, can we rattle the doorknob? Will that do anything?
The door remains unmarked. The thud of your fist upon the wood resonates deeper than you'd expected it to. It turns into what's...
What the hell is this?
What's this?
Change your cosmetics. Whoa, and respect. Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Hey, look at you. Made it off the island, did you?
I find it really hard to believe.
Behind bars suits you, murdering.
The Seeker flexes her arms stiffly.
Oh.
Her joints audibly pop.
I was saying, I find it hard to believe that someone would...
I owe you, Godwoken. Without your help, I'd likely...
She nods her thanks and immediately winces, laying her hand on the back of her neck.
We're a big bloody target on our backs. We took their leader and their flagship. The Hammer won't stand for that. She'll be hunting for us.
The Seeker throws a toxic look at the imprisoned Magister.
Hardly. She's just some deckhand. If it were up to me, I'd tie her to the main mast and use her for arrow practice. But Malady wants her alive, and I wish. No, the Magisters kept me chained to the bulkhead. Arms held above me head, feet barely able to touch the deck. Now my joints are paying the price. No, they had us down below, chained up in the dark. But the Reds were up to something in here. Maybe it was just the lack of food and rest playing tricks, but I swear I heard chanting and horrible moaning coming from here. But when we broke free, it was empty. Good luck getting anything out of either of them. All right then, just...
Locked.
Hope you find something useful.
A young Magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's unconscious form. She leans over and applies a damp cloth. She notices you observing her. She straightens her back.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot. So stow your questions, lizard. Ranley, Corker's mate, Lady Vengeance. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance.
No!
The Magister's stare hard.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine...
If it were up to me, you'd be swinging from the end of a rope, not locked up in here.
Where's everyone else?
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance.
Fuck, it's the Red
You
Prince.
keep saying that. It won't save you.
A young Magister paces around. She notices...
Magister Ranley, Corker, Magister Ranley.
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with...
Intelligence. What
The
the fuck?
Magister's stare hardens into an...
Magister Ranley.
A young Magister... She notices...
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot. So stow your questions.
I guess none of us have persuasion, really. Red Prince has persuasion. What the fuck?
Magister
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. The Magister's stare hardens into an intense...
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
A young Magister... She notices...
Magister Ranley, Corker's
No, I don't
Magister...
even
The
know how
Magister
to-
falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance.
What the fuck are my skills even? Finesse and wit, I guess.
The Magister's...
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine...
Prince, talk to
Magister Ranley, Corker's...
her. I fucked that up.
Get away from him, sorcerer. That's the Divine. All right. Don't harm...
Ifan grabs you by the sleeve, not hard, but insistent.
Let me work on him. I've got questions that need answers.
Ifan approaches Alexander, who lies flat on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, Alexander's eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw hangs open. Ifan grabs him by the jaw and shakes, violently. Alexander's face contorts.
Why did you trigger the death fog before the elves had a chance to escape? Why?
No matter how loud Ifan shouts his questions, there is no response from the unconscious Alexander. He reaches his arm back, and you realize he intends to punch Alexander in the face. As if waking from a dream, he turns to you, disoriented. Hesitantly, he drops his fist until it hangs loosely by his side.
You're right there.
With a nod, Ifan's... Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are... Bruises swell beneath his eyes, and a shallow gash. Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean and folded them neatly. A beautiful six-sided gem rests on the bishop's chest, hung round his neck by an... The gem sits heavily in your pouch.
Lady Vengeance.
Might do
Magister Ranley, Corker...
That might do it. Come on, gang. Like what I was trying to say earlier was I don't know how they would keep. Oh my god. How they would keep. Sorry. How they would expect you to take a level 1 character now. Oh, Han. You're solo.
Hey! You're here! There's got to be another way to get it going, but we...
The door remains unmarked. The anguished face appears once more. It dips its forehead toward... A shudder of pleasure racks the figure in the door. It's...
I am summoned. Speak the password. You've summoned me with the gem, indeed. Now, the password.
Speak to me if you're looking for hired help. I've got... Oh, I see you have a full...
Ah, another companion you could have. Interesting. I thought it would just be the original ones. The guy in here. I'm still trying to come to grips with the fact that Dana and I did stuff. And he's a skeleton. What is the password? Maybe we can go ask the assistant upstairs. See if that works.
As you approach, the...
Guess not.
That lady's a sturdy old tub. It'll take a lot to sing.
Go ahead and ask again. Password, what's the deal? Oh my god.
Hope you find something useful.
Magister Ranley, call...
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire. The bishop's white robes are stained with blood. Someone has wiped the bruises swell.
Does not help me. Not one bit. That's something.
No one's ever regretted having extra help in a fight. I'll guarantee you that.
Maybe we can ask for a new one?
No entry allowed. Please use the port side door. Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. I am not an Fine. Answer the security question.
I'm gonna go with strength persuasion.
No entry allowed. Listen up so I... Fine. Attacking waste. Enter through the port side door. That won't...
I feel like we have absolutely no persuasion skills.
Please use the port side door. Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. Fine. Answer. Current security measures forbid me from providing the security question. Incorrect. No.
Annoying. So Fane just looks like a magister.
I am summoned. You've summoned me with the jet. No. The lizard mind is as simple as it is. This is the stateroom. Authorized personages only. You waste.
We can't persuade for shit, huh?
I am summoned. No. The resurrected mind is as simple as it.
What the hell? Alright, I'm gonna spend the next 6 hours trying to find out what the password is. I will catch you guys in the next episode. I don't know what that is. Have a good one. This is the weirdest outro I've ever done. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. We'll be back with more Divinity 2 later this week, along with other games and miniature painting at the end of the week. What else? Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Shut up, lady. And yeah, I love you lots. Have a good night.